This is your 2021 Mazda CX-30 compact crossover, but it's their first ever turbo. So let's just jump right into it. Quirks, perks, and irks. Big perk, I love the front end, love what Mazda's new design language says. It's clean, it's modern, it's not full of excess creases in the sheet metal, and it looks just really sharp. Irk, turn signal's too low for me. A lot of people buying SUVs and crossovers, they've got a higher line of sight. Let's say it's there, but the turn signal is really down low, and I really wish Mazda would have put it even on the inside, just somewhere up here where the rest of the lighting assembly is. But you know, you have your turn signals in the side mirrors, which you can see. And let's just jump to that right now, because not only does it face forward, but it's also on the side, so it gives you just a better chance of being seen. But just my personal preference, I wish the turn signals were a little higher. Little telltale sign if you see the turbo, or sorry, see a CX-30 and don't know if it's a turbo, 18-inch black wheels, and that really helps it stand out. It just gives it more of a pronounced stance. You get the big black wheel arches on the front and obviously on the rear as well. I think it would have looked a little peculiar if there were no big black wheel arches there. I think Mazda did it right, and you get the nice clean door look, no bumper guards or anything there. Yeah, that's a little high for the black cladding along the bottom of the door, but still has a nice uniform look to it. As we go around the rear, carryover model from last year, pretty much on the outside. So it still looks good, still looks sharp, looks like a little baby CX-5, and the CX-5 looks like a smaller version of the CX-9. So thank you for the continuum of design language. Nice, mostly circular, it's missing the top, but I think it's a good look here. Another way to tell that the CX-30 is a turbo, you got larger exhaust tips. And sorry, one other thing that I missed, the mirror caps, let me zoom in there for a sec. Mirror caps are black as opposed to body colored, so that's another way you can tell. And the most obvious way you can tell is it says turbo right on the passenger side rear. Get a power lift gate. I'll give you a quick look inside. Cargo figures are up right now, and not too bad. You get this nice cargo liner. So it helps kind of keep things a little on the non-slippy side. And we'll lift that up and I'm going to show you and give you, that's my combo word. There is your amp from Bose, part of the 12-speaker audio system, and your spare tire and your jack kit on the outsides of it. So let's close that up. I like that you can actually lock the doors, all the doors actually, not just the trunk, by just doing this. You can really push that and walk away. But for now, let's just close that up. I sit all the way up, I sit all the way back. So there's not really a lot of leg room if you're sitting behind me. Like, yeah, my foot can still fit in there, but it's not the most comfortable spot behind me. You're better served sitting behind the passenger. That's with the front passenger seat all the way forward. So you can see there's much more leg room. Pretty much the entire floor mat is open and available. I love what Mazda Canada spec this vehicle as. Get the nice black and brown leather. It just looks so sharp. My Irk from last time, it's not a bottomed out handle, so there's no storage space here. First world problem, I absolutely get it. The 12-speaker audio system I referred to before, there's a little Bose logo. This is a little weird for me, and I'll show you why as soon as I get in, which is going to be right now. So that's one of the speakers, and you'll see it's connected pretty much like right there. So part of that vent is obstructed by the speaker cover. So I don't know, maybe the vent could have gone higher up, or they could have gotten rid of these and done like the CX-5 and put a speaker up higher in the A pillar as opposed to being attached to the actual door itself. Everything's so minimalistic. You can change what you want to see here and here as far as what your design looks like. And I really like it. And I've always loved Mazda steering wheels as far as simplicity with the new design. It's so thin and sleek. My Irk is the heated steering wheel. That part is not heated. That part is not heated. I understand Mazda wants you to keep your hands in a safe position, but you know, just maybe next year. Maybe next year. Infotainment screen, not a touch screen because it's so far back. Instead, you use the HMI commander which is right there. It's like a nice rotary dial, and you kind of skip through stuff. I'm going to go to settings for a second, show you just how much safety it has. And I'll talk about more of it in the drive portion, but just take a look. Safety settings, and like look at how long this list is. Pedal misuse alert. I've always thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, you have like collision avoidance, safety alerts, active safety, driver assistance systems. And look at all that. It just, there's so much of it. And I'm so happy that Mazda has included all of this. World's smallest HVAC system and my favorite HVAC system out of all modern cars. They've done so much and made such a tiny footprint by doing so. You get your continuum for your vents. Yeah, that's dummy vent, but it still adds to the uniform look. It'd look a little weird if it was this material in the middle. I think it would look unfinished. 2 drive modes, sport and regular, or normal, or whatever you want to call it. And I like the minimalism that Mazda uses. So here's sport mode. Tiny, tiny word in orange, sport. And that's it, that's all. Not only is it a beautiful brown leather armrest, but you know, this is some of the gear that I'm using, and it just kind of looks, I don't want people to see it. So all you do is slide it forward, the armrest goes up, and it just has that nice clean look. I'll back up a touch. Never mind my jeans, but yeah, it just looks so nice and so clean. And for whatever reason, if you want to have it open like that, to have easy access to whatever's in here, I don't mind that it's not even a full panoramic one. I think just the size of it, standard size, serves the CX-30 very well. On the road with the 2021 Mazda CX-30 Turbo, Mazda's played it smart here power-wise, and they just borrowed for themselves the new 2021 Mazda 3 Turbo, same engine. Mazda 6, same engine. Mazda CX-9, same engine. There's no point in reinventing the wheel when they've got something that is a very healthy and strong and well put together power plant, and they're just upping their game. So the actual power figures are 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. If you put in the 87 octane grade gas, you bump up to the good stuff, and that gets you 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. Putting all that power in a CX-30 really sets it over and above any of the competitors. It's such a spirited drive, and the corners are done and handled so well. It's a very nimble vehicle, and because it still has that smaller footprint, it's still easy to drive, easy to park, easy to maneuver. Acceleration is very, very strong. I notice it more when I'm getting on the highway. That's when the turbo really kicks in, spools up, and you just shoot forward like a rocket. It's just such a great feeling. If you're doing, 50, 60 on city streets, and you've got to maybe just stomp on the gas for a moment to get out of a collision situation, yeah, you still get the boost and bump in power, but it's not as pronounced as it is when you kind of just go foot down all the way, getting up off the on-ramp to the highway and just getting up to the highway speeds. It's not muddy by any means. In some vehicles I've had, things get muddy in the transmission between, I don't know, maybe second, third, fourth, but with the CX-30, they're still clean and crisp gear changes. It's just not as accented and as strong going up, 10, 15, 20 kilometers as it is if you were to jump up, going from 60 on the on-ramp all the way up to 100. All sorts of standard safety systems here. It's Mazda's. You say Mazda or do you say Mazda? I say Mazda. As a guy who's owned 2 of them, I've always said Mazda as opposed to Mazda. Anyway, the suite of standard safety systems, because it's the top trim, it's very long, it's very extensive, and it covers everything. Your rear cross traffic alert, your blind spot monitoring, your high beam assist, you get adaptive headlights, and the list is on the screen for you to take a look at. And for the price point, which is in the mid-30s, you get the strongest vehicle in its class, and I'm not counting luxury vehicles, just the strongest vehicle in the non-luxury class, and all the safety systems, and the good looks, and the well-appointed interior, and the 12-speaker Bose audio system, and the sunroof, and the heated seats, and the heated steering wheel, and the great driving dynamics. This is the real deal for those of us that want a little more excitement behind the wheel, but the practicality and functionality of having an CUV/crossover. Mazda has filled that gap quite nicely. So let's quickly jump into fuel consumption, because it's going to be a little higher than the GT, which is just below this. So 10.5 liters per 100 kilometers on the city streets, 7.9 on the highway. Blended total comes out to 9.3, all through a 48-liter gas tank. And if you want the extra performance, put the good gas in. If you're okay with 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque, drop in 87. If I'm cross-shopping this, I'm cross-shopping against the Audi A3, the BMW X2. Like I'm not going against non-luxury brands here, because you know the fit and finish and the power delivery and the power plant overall is in line with luxury makers. And you know, I don't know if that's Mazda's intent, and I don't know if anybody else would cross-shop luxury brands against Mazda. But if I'm going for fit, finish, and performance, with performance being my top measuring stick, I'm like I said, I'm going against the Audi A3. I'm going against the A250 from Mercedes, and the X2 from BMW, and maybe not the RDX from Acura. It's a little on the bigger side, and you know, maybe the Lexus NX. I will mention one Irk, and I'm just going to come to a stop sign and just hang out here for a sec. So, belt line right there. When my arm goes up, you can see just how much of an angle it's on. Plus, it's a very short shelf. So even when I try to put my arm up there, it's just gonna fall straight down. So this is a really nice level place to put it, and it's in line with the right side armrest for the center console. But I don't know, it feels like I'm sunken in a little bit. And again, I sit as high as I possibly can. I've been cursed with a very short torso, and I've been blessed with very long legs. So just, you can see the belt line just in the reflection, another reflection in the mirror. So bit of an irk, definitely would not be a deal breaker for me. I do want to quickly jump back to driving dynamics. I'm slowing down so you can see just how slow things are moving in the window for me. So here comes the foot down, and there we are. Just nice, quick, not head moving back speed, but smooth, even power delivery, and it gets you going real quick. And up to 60, just like that. It's brisk, it's very precise, it's very smooth. So, really happy with 2021 CX-30 Turbo. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the review. If you've got any questions on the vehicle, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to tell somebody else about the channel if you think they'll like what I do. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and I will see you in the next review.